Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Over the Top Talk. I'm your host, Owen, and today, me and Anthony are going to be talking about or making our Clash in Paris predictions. We're only about 2 days away. How we feeling, Anthony, about the PLE coming up in 2 days?
Honestly, bro, I'm actually pretty excited for it. The card's pretty decent. We should get some good matches going, should get some good stories, so really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and just before we start, guys, make sure to subscribe to us. We're only 3 followers away, or 3 subscribers, I should say, away from 100 subs. Also, check out our Instagram. We're on the road to 2,000 followers over there. Just recently hit 1 million views total on Instagram, so we appreciate all of you guys so much.
Yep.
And with no further ado, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll get right into it with the first match, which is Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella. Obviously, for Becky Lynch's Intercontinental Championship. I'll let you start, Anthony, before I go.
Um, all right, so I'm not gonna lie, this match I am not super excited for. Um, I was a really big fan of Becky and Lyra's feud for the title. I think that was amazing. But this feud has been teased before, and I think it's gonna be really good. Um, I know I said I'm not super excited for it. I think this is not going to be the end for Becky Lynch. I don't think she drops the title here. The match should be fine, but I feel like we could get some more shenanigans in the story, maybe involving Bailey. We can see those backstage segments where she's like kind of like losing her mind and stuff. Maybe a heel turn, and she just comes out and just starts like just tearing the place down. Or maybe we get Lyra getting involved somehow out of jealousy, but hopefully we see something good, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Becky Lynch here. I really don't see Nikki Bella winning, especially because this is one of her, I think, first PLEs, and I don't has she competed in one in a little bit? I don't think she has, or
Becky Lynch,
technically
I think that
Evolution, but um,
yeah, Evolution was her last one. Yeah,
yeah, I don't see Nikki Bella winning. Obviously, I think they're just trying to make feuds for Becky Lynch at this point. Obviously, we saw Nikki Bella was supposed to be technically fighting Liv Morgan probably at this point, but that
yeah,
obviously didn't happen. So they're just matching her up against Becky Lynch, which I don't mind. Um, I haven't minded the promos. I think they've kind of gone after each other a lot. But yeah, I don't see
yeah.
Becky Lynch dropping, especially because her reign's still very new. I guess a couple months now, but still pretty fresh. She's putting on some of her top heel work at the moment. So I don't think
Hmm.
this is the right time to, drop the title. But we have seen, title runs come to an end pretty fast. I think we saw that with Solo Sikoa losing his title tonight to Sami Zayn, which was a shock to a lot of people. But yeah, these I don't see Becky Lynch's title dropping. But yeah, hopefully it's a good match. Probably one of the kind of just a match they probably threw on the card just to get. Well, they originally had 5 matches, but now they have 6. But hopefully
Yep.
the match is entertaining. It should might start the night. I don't know what they're gonna start with, but we'll see. But to get into the next match, which has been kind of just going on Raw, it was kind of not a random match, but I mean Sheamus versus Rusev. I mean, we've
Hmm.
obviously seen them going after each other on Raw like the past couple or the past month, I would say, with the backstage segments. Then we saw Rusev go against Sami Zayn. But yeah, I thought this is honestly like a 50-50. I feel like, I mean, the only thing about this feud in particular, I know it's been going on for a while, but there hasn't been much like promo. It's been just more of them going
Yeah.
after each other and fighting, which, I mean, me personally, I like, feuds where it's, promo and fighting, but I mean, I don't mind the two of them fighting backstage and, them making this match. And once again, it puts Sheamus and Rusev back on the PLE scene, which they haven't both of them haven't seen the PLE scene in quite a while now. So,
Yeah,
honestly, looking forward to seeing them two both on the PLEs because they haven't been on the PLEs for who knows how long. I know Sheamus hasn't been on any. Rusev, he returned a little bit ago. He still hasn't been on any like huge PLEs. So glad they threw him on this
yeah,
one. I mean, honestly, this one's a 50-50 for me, but probably gonna have to go with Sheamus for this one.
yeah. This one is honestly throwing me too. This is I'm pretty sure this is their fourth match they've had now with each other. This one being the first one with the stipulation being the Donnie Brook match. I think it's going to be really hard hitting. We're going to see shillelaghs, tables, probably beer bottles and everything, going everywhere. But I think I might have to agree with you here. I think Sheamus is going to take the win. I'm not sure what the record is right now. Isn't it like Sheamus up? Is it Sheamus up 2-1? Because they've had this is gonna be their fourth. So I think Sheamus
Yeah,
or is Rusev up? Because if they're tied, if they tie again, being 2-2, like you would think they're gonna have a fifth match. So I don't know. I feel like this feud is kind of like they don't have any ideas for Sheamus and Rusev right now. So they're kind of just throwing them together. But hopefully after this, we see both men go in another direction, bigger and better things. Sheamus, obviously 47, he doesn't have probably not a super long time left, but he's still putting on banger after banger. And like you said, Rusev just came back like probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, like I said, give Sheamus the win, and hopefully we get another built-up feud after.
yeah. Moving to a match that was just made kind of before we started making this video here. With WWE Tag Team Championship, which we usually never see this on the PLE, but we got the Street Profits versus the Wyatts, and honestly, like I said, I'm shocked that they actually have a tag team title like regular match on a PLE.
Yeah.
Obviously, just made not too long ago. But I mean, honestly, I think they're trying to. I don't know if they're trying to split up the Street Profits or what they're trying to do with them, but I think this could lead to maybe the Street Profits. What was that? I think Montez Ford had like he had like some sort of segment last week. I think it was where he was pretty much solo.
Yeah.
But whether this is a match to kind of start the split up of the Street Profits, I don't think we're too far from them splitting up at this point.
Hmm.
I think I'm going to take the Wyatts probably retaining here based on kind of what we've seen the last few weeks and what kind of hints have been kind of handing to us about the Street Profits potentially splitting up. I don't think this will
Hmm.
be where they fully split up, but I think it will be, um, possibly a start to it. Like if they lose, then maybe, one of them starts attacking the other one. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna go with the Wyatts here. I don't think this is a match that, needs any type of interference. Maybe we'll see it, but I highly doubt it. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Wyatts for this one.
Yeah. I was gonna go off what you were gonna say. If we weren't expecting, the Street Profits to break up eventually, I would just say that the whole SmackDown tag team division would come out, and attack the Wyatts or whatever. But kind of going off of what you were saying, and I think it's really good. I can see it with the Street Profits breaking up. I could honestly see like a miscommunication happening between Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins where it results in like, one of them accidentally hitting each other or, costing a move, which results in the White Six getting the win here. I don't think they're gonna break up at this show. We have WrestlePalooza that's just 20 days away from now. Well, 3 weeks from tomorrow. So maybe we have something more with them there. Maybe we got another tag team match. which could lead us to this breakup. But I've always said that I love Montez Ford so much, and I think he has single star written all over him. So, seeing this happen might be great for both of them. I don't know if it starts a feud between them or they just go their separate ways, but I am really curious to see where they go with it. Oh, but I never answered. Give me the Wyatt Six though. Give me the Wyatt Six winning.
And moving on to our next match here, we got Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed, and this is honestly another match I shouldn't be hung up on, but I feel like I have to be because, you have Bronson Reed who kind of just starting to get momentum, or I guess that, kind of um, the three of them, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, that group's starting to they're starting to get a lot of momentum.
Hmm.
Now, I might have to go with Bronson Reed to win this only because I, if Roman, Roman and Jay, obviously we saw that at SummerSlam, Roman and Jay pinned Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. If Roman wins like once again, I feel like it kind of just starts, are we really going to take this group or this trio group seriously if, Roman technically beats him twice now?
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, they have that thing with the Shula Fala going on as well. I don't know if they want to end that quite yet now. And I feel like if Roman wins, then that kind of, finishes that pretty much. They'll probably take his shoes back. Um,
Hmm.
this is probably gonna be what this is probably gonna be. I mean, that this could possibly would be one of the best matches of the night. I mean, Bronson Reed in the ring specifically has really improved. I feel like over the past couple weeks, months. Obviously,
Yep.
Roman really doesn't put on bad matches, so excited for this one. I'm gonna go with Bronson Reed though, just based off the SummerSlam decision. And honestly, if
Hmm.
Bronson Reed loses, I really don't know how much further they go with this, storyline with Roman, Seth, and that little group they got going on.
Yeah. I agree with you here. I think Bronson Reed is gonna get the win. I don't know how much support Roman has other than Jay right now, backing him up. I can fully expect us to see, Seth and Braun Breaker coming down. I think Paul Heyman's going to be playing the mind games and Roman, going to be getting in his head and all that. And we're going to have Braun Breaker out there kind of taunting Roman, Seth Rollins out there taunting him. As we know, CM Punk and Roman don't see eye to eye. So I don't think he'll be down there to support him. So I think like maybe we get Jey Uso coming out trying to help, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I think Seth, Braun, they're going to overpower Jay, and I think we're going to see Bronson Reed hit like 8 tsunamis on Roman and get the win over him.
Yeah, moving on to one of technically these matches kind of interconnect with each other, but we got the four-way match between CM Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight, and obviously the champion walk in, Seth Rollins.
Hmm.
Obviously this match probably gonna cook. I don't know if it's probably gonna be, I'd assume the Cena match would be the main event, but
Hmm.
both of the matches technically could main event. I'm honestly very curious. I mean, I don't see Seth Rollins dropping it, but
Hmm.
I'm curious who takes the pin here because LA Knight, when LA Knight's throwing these, triple four way, usually LA Knight's the one that takes the pin. I'm curious what kind of, storylines coming out of this match we're going to get because even on Monday, we saw Jey Uso, listen to Roman and take out LA Knight, and he took out CM Punk, took out CM Punk at the end of the night. Um,
Yeah.
I think this match is, kind of specifically to maybe start separate feuds, maybe whether it's between, we've seen a lot of CM Punk versus LA Knight. Now, you have Jey Uso taking out both of them. So I don't know if we're going to walk out of this match with maybe different people feuding with each other. So that's kind of how they keep the title, away
Hmm.
from those three men. Obviously, we've had CM Punk, and I think I saw a stat the other day, or like a fact, that said Seth Rollins and CM Punk have been going at it for like 2 years now, and I don't know
Oh
if
my
you want to keep.
God.
I don't know how much I don't know how much further Triple H really wants to take the
Yeah.
CM Punk and Seth Rollins thing. Honestly, with WrestleMania coming up next year, I think it's going to be Roman versus Seth. I don't think it's going to be CM Punk versus Seth, which we
Hmm.
obviously should have already had. But kind of getting back to the match, I think Seth Rollins is going to retain. Um, he obviously has Brunson Reed, he has Braun Breaker, and then the people in this match don't really have much backup other than maybe Roman. I don't see a world where Seth Rollins loses quite yet. I don't think his reign's going to be, this long, dragged out thing, but I think this is too early for him to technically drop his title. And I think this is his first PLE technically defending it because he only defended it on that Raw after the events of SummerSlam. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins to retain
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Um, yeah, me too. I'm gonna take Seth Rollins at winning. I don't see him dropping it yet. I think there is still too much story to tell with him and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, him as champion, to have him drop it right now. But I do see feuds coming out of this. Like you said, we did see Jay kick LA Knight and CM Punk last week. So that kind of made them not cool anymore. I was kind of thinking maybe we can get like a Jay and Punk alliance going into this match, but not anymore. Now that Jay kind of burnt that bridge. So I think we come out of this maybe still going with that LA Knight and Seth Rollins feud. As you know, we didn't see LA Knight versus Rollins because like Rollins faked that injury with his knee before cashing in. So I think that is one way we can go, or maybe we go with LA Knight versus Punk. Um, I do think that Punk is going to still be involved with Rollins by Mania 42. This feud between them two spans over a decade. In and out of the ring, they've always had issues after. So I could see them kind of putting this feud on the back burner for right now, until we get closer to Mania season. Like, I could see a sequence like where they both enter the Rumble and maybe like Punk eliminates Rollins or Rollins eliminates Punk or something, and that kind of reignites this feud going into Mania. Because I do agree that we're going to see Punk versus, not Punk, Rollins versus Roman at Mania, but I do think Punk is going to have his presence known there one way or another. But in this match specifically at Clash in Paris, give me Rollins winning. I think he's going to have help from Braun Breaker, maybe Bronson Reed, and he's going to get the win over these men. And then there's going to be feuds coming out of them.
And moving on to what should be the main event. I think any match at this point with John Cena in it, should be a main event. But John Cena versus
Yep.
Logan Paul obviously kind of made, we kind of talked about just like months ago how we kind of hoped this didn't happen. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of excited. I mean, I said, a couple months ago I didn't want to see this, but at this, I kind of really want to see this, just because Logan Paul, we've seen he doesn't put on bad matches either, and John Cena is coming
Yeah.
off of a SummerSlam match, which was one of his top matches in probably like the last like 5 years. So looking forward to seeing these two, up in the ring. Um, I'm going to go with Cena here. I don't think there's going to be any like outside interference. I think Cena's going to pin Logan, and then I think once again we could hear Brock Lesnar's music hit, whether he F5s John Cena, whether he F5s the two of them. I think we will see Brock Lesnar at this PLE, but I don't think it's going to be during the match. I think it will be after, kind of similar to what we saw at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't see Brock, I wouldn't be, it wouldn't like kill me. That's just, one of the. I think we will see Brock there. We saw that kind of teaser at the last week's SmackDown where Nick Aldis said that Brock Lesnar had called him, and then obviously
Yeah.
Logan Paul sucker punched Cena. That's kind of how that
Mm-hmm.
ended. But I'll also say the promos between these two, Logan Paul he just can't. Logan Paul can't, compete with Cena at all. Cena's cooked him in every single promo, which I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Logan's that talented on the mic, but he's just been getting fried week after week. So obviously with today's SmackDown being the last, time we'll probably see, or it will be the last time we see these two, kind of doing a promo together. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
give me Cena. I think this is going to be the best match of the night just based off of the two of them. Like I said, Logan Paul has great matches. Cena's coming off of
Mm-hmm.
one of his best matches in a long time at SummerSlam. But yeah, give me Cena, and then final prediction, give me Brock Lesnar, either F5 Cena or F5's the two of them after the match.
Yeah. I agree with basically everything you said there. I think Logan Paul brings out the best of any opponent he's in there with. He does put on banger matches. Every match he's had, it's always incredible. He does incredible spots, and like you said, Cena is just coming off that amazing match at SummerSlam against Cody. And I do think we see Brock Lesnar. We did see last week on SmackDown that little interaction between Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, where he said "win by any means." I don't know if you remember that, but he said "win this match by any means," and then he kind of like nodded his head. So I could honestly see Logan Paul, bringing out Lesnar at the end to attack Cena, and then we just see like Lesnar probably attack Logan Paul after, kind of going into this WrestlePalooza. I think that's where we see Cena versus Lesnar. But yeah, give me John Cena winning here. I think he's gonna win clean. I think we can probably expect this match to be like a 20-minute plus. I think it's gonna be great. They're gonna go back and forth. But I think Cena's gonna come out the better man, and he's gonna get the victory for the main event.
Yeah, and obviously after this PLE on Sunday, we won't be we'll only be able to talk about Cena for about 3 more months, which is crazy to say, but truth or reality,
Yeah,
I think after Sunday he has 9 technically scheduled appearances left. So I hope these are 10. I hope these are one of the top 10 appearances we see of him.
I
Which
hope
10 in
so.
4 months is kind of wild, but um, I'm looking forward to where it goes. Looking forward to this Sunday. I almost said Saturday, but I keep forgetting different time zones. Different. Actually, glad it's back on a Sunday, especially because Monday is the holiday, so nothing going on then. But
Yep.
2 days away. We're both looking forward to it. For everyone watching, once
Yes,
again,
sir.
make sure to subscribe to us, drop a follow, like. We're on the road to 100 subs. Also, check out our
Yes,
Instagram,
sir.
where that's Instagram's where we're most active. Probably, we see all the likes, we see all the messages, comments. We're on the road to 2,000 followers over there, and we appreciate you guys for watching. And
Yep.
tune
Thank
in
you
to
so much.
our next video. Thank you guys.
Thank you.